met with many of them. There's a young boy called Ola, a station agent Bagi. He was one of the victims that did not die. More than 20 people died in Ojo. Ojo was where the killing started. Not even Mushi, not even Lekki. 12 o'clock, 20th of October, they started killing in Ojo. And that boy has not been able to work for almost 2 years now. Ola. When I call the parents, let's say I get attention to the parents, they are tired of fighting. You can imagine the emotional and psychological torture. After all this, people are still suffering in silence. All the government can think about is how they can make money. The people are saying no to this. No to this. You know, these Nigerians have been abandoned by the states. The resolutions from the panel was clear. Compensate the victims, identify them, the soldiers and the police that kill people, identify them and punish them according to the law. These resolutions were clear. But none have been done. In Lagos, the government said they have accepted 11 resolutions. Accepting the resolution and doing the resolution are two different things. What have they done for the past years? Nothing. Nothing. The resolution of the premier panel have not been implemented. The government is not concerned with that at all. In fact, if you listen to the press conference of the Lekki LCC company, they never talk about victims. They're not giving you figures on money, figures on workers. The workers should be included in Lagos State government. They came to the panel and told us LCC is meant for the government. They said it. So camera is on record. The government should take those workers. They are giving us figures that they are paying people money. Who are you owing money? Who are their names? Just giving us figures from nowhere. You have local debt and foreign debt. Which local debt and foreign debt? The toll gate has been on for over 8 years. Have you not paid? Have you not completed the debt? And as I speak to you, tolling has started at the Ikoyi. Big brief. There's tolling going on at the pet. People are looking. We didn't stop that. Even though it's illegal, if you understand that there have been a legal case of this, toll gate before. But because, that's not just our fight, it's a fight of the entire nation. We left that. But the Lekki toll gate should be left, closed. The government is only concerned with making money. Even if it will be on the blood of youths, we find this unacceptable. The government is trying to playing tricks on us. With books, dubious, atrocious plan. Having a stakeholders meeting, with Lekki toll gate residents and all that, trying to blackmail them with different schemes, just to open the toll gate for business. Just business. They don't care about the people. But we are happy that many patriotic residents are still on the side of justice. Many residents have said they are not going to pay. They will pay them if they want to toll them. Because everybody sees that this is injustice. We hasten to point out that the toll gate enterprise itself has been, adjourned illegal by a court of competent judiciary in 2014. 6 years even before the Endsars protest. It was bad enough for the government, which should uphold the rule of law, to have thus operated illegally for more than half a decade. For it to want to continue tolling there after bloodshed is simply wanting to keep sucking the blood of the sufferers in the most wanton manner. If you are tolling a location and the people are getting benefit for the toll, they might not talk anything, they might not see anything because, they will not even care about the court. In fact, I even forgot that there was a court case. It was a barrister Ebun, who was a lawyer against the state Lagos government that reminded us that he was the one against the government on that court case. That place, that tolling is illegal. If they were building hospitals, if they were building roads in the local areas, if they were benefit for the people, we will not be complaining. We will not. But not only have we not gotten that for years, they now ended it by killing. And I must say that the LCC are also part of the people that murdered the citizens by conspiring with Lagos State government and the federal government. Off the camera, they withheld recorded videos from the scene. They were hiding it. The only time that they came out and were truthful was on the 24th, the next day, October 24th, when everybody did not know the next day or the next state of this country. They quickly came out and said, they are a private company, they are not in charge, they don't understand what happened. But when things came down and the government have sat down with them and had a meeting, they begin to change on their stories. Just like the soldiers started by they were not at the toll. You all remember. The soldiers came out with a report from their main social media handles by their known correspondent that they were not at the target. They came out and said it. When all evidence proved otherwise, they started changing out that it was rubber bullets. When victims brought that bullet that they shot, they started changing out that they brought 2 bullets. Can you imagine the lies that we have been through for the past years? So LCC is also part of the people that should be held responsible. How dare they? How dare they? Now come out and say they want to start making money again. It is sad. It is sad in our democracy. All for business. The people are not accepting this. We condemn this vampirish disposition. And we will not merely condemn this shenanigans of the state, we will resist it. We will resist it. We will resist it. You know, the truth of the matter is that a lot of citizens, victims, got to a state that they realized that, well, this government might not be able to give us justice that we need. All they did for the past almost 2 years is just to buy time. We know, we have been there before. They did it on that panel and all the other panel. Buy time and they go. And they said, well, let's see how we can focus on punishing them by voting them out. That was what a lot of people were saying. Some of us kept on still pushing, but we understand general public for let's do election and push them out. Then when the new government come, we tell them one of the demands is that you make sure you get justice for Endsars victims. But they felt they can use that leverage, that the disposition of Nigeria is not towards election, and open the Lekki too. And we can remember that this is not the first time that they have tried. In fact, not up to few months when the panel started, they were already voting that they wanted to open the two. We resisted it. February 14th, 2021, the same thing. They wanted to open the two. Why? Just because of they want to make money. They don't care about justice. They don't care about the victims. They have been demanding for justice for the past month to show that they are truly independent and a private company. And they are saying, oh, Lagos, they give them justice. No, they didn't do that. Just to open the toll gate for money. And we are not confused. We know that it's election time and they need money to campaign. We are not confused. We have been saying it and we continue to say it. So campaigning for election is way better than getting justice for victims that died. And there are hundreds all over Lagos. Campaigning for election is what we care about. Where people are still suffering. Some of them can't get their job. Some of them lost their limb. Some of them can't do the job they are doing before. Some of them are still having heart pain. The government shut them and abandoned them. Yeah, we are not accepting this. The Lagos government attitude of indifference of this one-ton waste of human lives at Lekki and the rest of Lagos State on October 20 is also amplified at the federal level. We are not surprised. We are not. Lagos was just shocked. Well, the entire nation is not surprised. People have been dying in Jos. Nobody did anything. If 444 people will die in Kaduna, we'll go and do chicken and birthday the next day. We are in a shampoo called democracy. And we must understand that it's a leadership problem. Our leaders in power are not leaders. The highest you can call them are rulers that just want to push people with stick of broom and do it, go here. And I say you do. People have been dying in Kaduna before Lekki toll gate. Before Lagos got its massacre, Port Harcourt, the IPOB, killing people like, they mean nothing. And all the terrorists, yes. Custody, have they brought them to public to show us the DST, the terrorists? They don't care about that. But Endsars protesters, they arrested us and put our hand at the back like criminals and tie us. Macaroni was there. And say, see them. Why? Because we are using our voice to demand for justice. Endsars protesters, you block their account. The United Arab Emirates released the names of people that have been funding Boko Haram. For the past 2 years, the government have done nothing about it. They are not even confident to even show the public. Because by the time you find out some of these people are in government, that's the truth. Why will the government shield the government? Why will the government shield the people? If they are not part of it. But Endsars protesters, block, fast, they have blocked the account of these people. They have to go to court. Fast, they have gotten the address of people. following them to their houses, citizens, just demanding for a better society. So we are not surprised. Lagos was just shocked, but we are not surprised that has been happening, and people too have been dying in Lagos. So it's right from the federal, and that is why you can see the disposition of the federal government to the panel reports, using their disinformed, Minister of Information, who shamefully did a press conference saying the panel report, is not correct. A panel report, the panel that you formed, that the people did not have any say on the people that you choose there, and you were surprised that they brought out a report that favored the people. But the Lagos State government accepted the 11 recommendation and pushed the remaining 9 to the federal government. Out of the 11, what are they done? 0. As I speak to you. 0. The white paper is available. It's everywhere online. They haven't done anything. But they want to open the toll gate. It's not acceptable. It is 8 years now that 276 girls were adopted from their schools in Chibok, Borno State. And one of their manifestos was that they will get all those girls back. 8 years, those ladies have given birth and given birth. They are women now. The ones that have died have died. So sometimes when I look at our state in this country, and I'm saying, I'm even part of the unfortunates. Because people are living in the bush. If people kidnapped recently, have they been released from the train that was ransacked at Kaduna? You can imagine. So this is the state and the disposition of the federal government, and we are not surprised. Why 167 either escaped or were released by their abductors? 109 of these girls who have grown to be women in the camps of bandits remain in captivity. Kaduna, Plateau, Kebbi, Niger, Zamfara, Benue, all these states are under siege. They have been under siege. And what have been the disposition of the government? The highest we get is that we condemn the action. The highest we get is that we plead with the terrorists to stop killing. When you are pleading with terrorists, it's very sad. You are pleading with terrorists and you are going after citizens like criminals. All because of their carrying placards. All this must stop. And we, the people, are the ones that will stand against it. Nigerians are besieged by bandits and terrorists whose identity are well known to the government. And you believe you should know that. Many investigative journalists have brought out different reports pointing at these people. What did the government do? Nothing. They just take the information, throw it in the dustbin. No, they don't care. The massive bloodletting and the low intensity welfare on poor working people stand condemned and must be resisted. And it's not just just few weeks ago the police were about to embark on a protest, but their superiors were able to curb it. Sometimes when I speak for the police, people say, comrade, no, don't do that. I say, you don't know that these people are even suffering than you. These people are frustrated. It's not an excuse for brutality. No. But that's part of the reason, part of the factors, why they are doing those things. Because of hunger. They're not treated well. They're treated poor. Some of them buy their uniform by themselves. Some of them have family to feed. Friday is hell in Lagos because police want to raid. I can't count how many times I have to stop a lot of police from doing plenty actions. No. I now wonder, there are over 100 cases going on in Lagos. I'm just almost doing a little in so many issues. So everybody is a victim. Everybody is a victim. And I must tell you, the ruling elite would think they are not a victim. This country is getting to this stage that it will get to them. The managing director of the central bank also was kidnapped, part of the people. Oh, yes. That is the state it's going to. The terrorists that they think they can control, they are out of control. A terrorist came out and said, ask the government, they know what we want. And we are still here doing press conference. Terrorists. Not one, not twice. On a live video. Say the government know what we want. It's not money we want. They said it. No reply from the government. No reply. A terrorist said he killed soldier. He said it live video, and the chief of the community were there, police were there, and he said it that he killed soldier, and he still left that place without being arrested. You can imagine how our security forces have been almost decommissioned by the attitude of the government. Our demands are simple. Citizens are not goats that don't understand things. We listen to the government. And the government do what is right. We will listen. In the place that we compromise, we will compromise. That's part of politics. But when the government refuse to listen to the people, what do you expect from the people? We will rise. The demand is simple. Justice for Endsars victims. Victims, am I speaking your mind? Yes, they need justice. You can't shoot people that were just sitting down, waving flag. They were not with gun. They were not with stick. Not women with biro. Just sitting down, waving flag. And you shot at them like bandits. And you just expect them to keep quiet and just go and suffer and die. No. And what is justice? Compensate these people. Identify the families of those people that have been killed. Compensate them. And acknowledge what you did. Rehabilitation of the men and the wounded. Many people are still under psychological torture as I speak to you. You cannot hear bullets near you and ever be normal in your life. It's not going to happen. Except you do, proper, psychological treatment. Immediate release of fair trial and open trial of those still in prison because of their participation in the protest. I can tell you and I can assure you that people are still in prison. I can assure you. Some of us have been fighting so hard and working so hard to release some, and it has been hell. Awobola. It was hell trying to just release Awobola. The lawyers, actually, just one person. It was hell. It was like wanting to bring 100 people out of jail. Stressful, expensive. The government didn't make it easy for us. What we take the state government using the commissioner, to go to the prison, Ikoyi prison, Kirikiri, which they are supposed to be visiting regularly to see the state, and demand for the prisoners that are there. What purpose is he in prison? And all that. But some of them are not asking us to bring in their names. Even being an activist in this country, many people still don't know my name. So you want us to know the name of all the people that have been arrested? Are we angels? The ones that we know their name and we reported, they are still in jail. They are not ready to try them. What are they doing? Hunting them. That's what they are doing. Using them as scapegoats. Because they see Endsars protesters as terrorists. No, it's not going to pursue. Full implementation of the Judicial Panel of Inquiry recommendation report. Full implementation. In fact, some of the recommendation and the Judicial Panel were not even accepted by us. Some of them were not accepted by us. But what? If the panel set up and we accept it, we can follow up later. But the people that set up panel are not even ready to implement the panel that they set up by themselves. When they set up panel, some of us kept eating the street. People were saying, look at this panel now. Why are you eating the street again? Had to force us, okay, let's also bombard the panel. Full implementation. No to operation of the Lekki toll gate. It is a no. It is a no. You can't kill people. You can't shed blood. You can't shoot people. No justice yet. No recommendation of the panels, recommendation yet. Nothing has been done. Nothing has been done. You just want us to die and go in silence and go and do election. So a man that has been shot and his family is bleeding should now go and get PVC and go and vote for a government that can come back and kill him again. This must not be accepted in our nation.